Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm introducing a new Demolition Derby car to you guys. This is a 2012 Chevrolet Impala, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a derby car. I shouldn't say it's going to be a derby car 100% yet, but I'm pretty certain that we're going to end up using it as a derby car. So let's go ahead and take a little walk around it. And there's something different about this Impala, very different about this Impala than the last Impala we had. Anybody who knows that year, that model year, knows what the difference is. But this thing has been used and abused. It's got no title. It's got a little bit of rust. So, yeah. Like I said, used and abused. There's not a single panel on this entire car pretty much. It's other than the roof. Actually, the roof's not even good. Look at that. It's got rust forming right there and a good old dent there. More rust on this side. Underneath, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially not for a New York car. A little bit of rust and crust starting there, but really not bad. And the floor, I already checked it in this car, is in better shape for sure. But yeah, this thing, I mean, look at this thing. It's pretty used and abused. Got some rust coming through in the usual W body spot. Unfortunately, that was not the way it was on my 2006. So just something to keep in mind. We'll see how that affects it. But let's get to the main bread and butter of why this car is so different than our last Impala. Ah, yes, the 3.6 liter. So, this is quite a bit different of a setup for sure. Very different engine. That is definitely a lot bigger in the engine bay. And has a lot more weaknesses, for sure. Just from looking right up front, you can spot at least 3. At least, actually, more like 5 or 6. Pretty big weaknesses. Number one, right up front, this aluminum motor mount, which is already pretty shot, may I add. And I put this one on. That's the funny part. A couple years ago, I put this one on. I knew these people. I did a bit of work on their car here. The oil filter being right up front. That's not ideal. It's got a brand new starter on it. I put that on there. It's probably got less than 100 starts on it. Over here is a big problem. Sorry about the lighting here. Let me get a flashlight out of my phone here. Yeah, you see that big old plastic cover with the good old connector right up front? Yeah, that's for the transmission there. That's critical. If that gets unplugged, then very bad things happen. Obviously, if that cover gets broke, that's pretty much the end of your derby. So, definitely a big weakness there. I'd much rather have the 3.5 over this, but I've seen these do alright. I've seen the 3.6 Impalas do alright. They tend to keep the axles in better, at least from what I've been able to tell. The alternator is also right up front. So, yeah, a lot of weaknesses there. But there is something interesting. There was a bulletin I read a couple years ago, at least, on these cars. In 2010, in late 2010, they strengthened the front frame on these. Whether that means, well, strengthen the front end. I'm pretty sure it just said front end for the crash test and all that, because they found them to be a bit too weak. So I don't know what they strengthened on them, but so something in this car is stronger in the front than the last Impala. I don't know whether it's the core support. I bet you it's the unibody frame. It could be the subframe. So I don't know. What I do know is that the 3.6, and the reason why I say this might not necessarily be a derby car 100% is because it has a 3.6 in it with the 6T70. This drivetrain, although we don't see them blown up very often, we do see them every once in a while blown up. So, because if you don't change your oil or you run them out of oil one time, that's pretty much it for these 3.6s. The 3.5 I know can go at least once without oil. Ask me how I know. So the thing is that the 3.6 generally is a decent motor on the road, despite their bad rap in the Traverse and the Impala. As long as you keep the oil changed, like I said, they're a good motor. The 6T70 is meh. It's okay. It's probably the weakest link, actually, between the two. This motor's a pain in the butt to work on, that I will say. This is way harder to maintain over time, I think, than the 3.5. But that's neither here nor there. I can talk about that in a different video. What I can tell you is that I'm excited to have a newer setup, even though it's probably more of a challenge. I'm always up for a challenge. I would start it up for you guys, but the old man's sleeping inside, and you don't want to wake up the old man. And also, I just don't, I don't think the battery's going to have enough charge, honestly, to do it, even though it's going to ding at us non-stop here, because the key is broken off in the ignition, and the other half is inside still. So, overall, this car stinks pretty bad. It's just in bad shape, overall. Real bad shape, as you guys have seen. In the trunk here, I mean, it's got all the above as far as stuff in it. Those are my hubcaps. I just painted them, so they came out okay. But yeah, it's got a bunch of clothes, grocery bags, stuff like that. Luckily nothing, disgusting like I've seen in some cars. So the trunk latch didn't work, so I had to take that out because the wiring between basically the latch itself here and the fuse block somewhere through there is bad. So we took that off, so that way we never have to worry about that again. The mentioned that the battery cable looked brand new. I forgot to mention that. That's because they hooked the jump box onto it backwards, or tried jumping it backwards, turned on the key, blew all the fuses, blew the 200 amp fuse in the battery cables themselves. Hard to do, but apparently they did it. And yeah, so that wasn't good. Overall, the car was just ready to come off the road, I think. I mean, just so many problems. The exhaust is also falling off of it. Just so many freaking problems. But it does run and drive good for the most part. So it doesn't stop very good, but it certainly does drive. So alrighty guys, well, stay tuned for updates on the Impala. We'll see if this thing does end up making it in the ring for next year, I should say. It's only November and I already got a derby car for next year, so we'll see if this ends up being the only one I get for 2026. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. So alrighty guys, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye everybody.